Good morning, Egypt United Tourists. How are you, everybody? My great team, Mr. Hamad, the owner of the company. I'm so happy talking to you from Aswan, from the Nubian restaurant, the Nubian house, the old Nubian, as one of the most beautiful places to have your lunch over there. As I'm quite sure that Mr. Rek, he enjoyed his lunch today in old Nubian, the Nubian guest house here of Mr. Mustafa. Today, it's the 27th of September, 2024. And I'm quite sure that we are having like great example today about visiting Aswan and the first time for Mr. Rek to visit Egypt. Mr. Rek is from California. And I just wanted to ask him what do you think about the restaurant and what do you think about the whole tour in Egypt here?
Yeah, well, the restaurant was amazing. I mean, the view here, which you'll see here in a minute, it was, you can't ask for any better view. The food, I'm not kidding, it was the best food that I've had eaten out since I've been in Egypt. The lunch was amazing.
Yes.
It really was.
That was my pleasure.
And you know, that's what you get when you hire a professional guide like this. He knows the best restaurants. He knows the best places to go shopping for spices. He knows the best places, and his knowledge of Egypt and all the sights and sounds is unparalleled.
I really appreciate it. I do really appreciate it.
Yeah, brother. I feel really fortunate that I found them, and I had put a ad up on Facebook in an Egyptian group, and I had at least 50 people say, hire me, come look at me. And I was very concerned because it was difficult to wade through all this. But when I found Egypt United and I looked at their website and I saw their program, everything is spelled out. Everything is crystal clear exactly what your tour is going to be like, and you still have flexibility. The prices are all listed there, so
yes.
You have options if you want to do a land tour, you want to do a boat tour. On my tour, I started in Luxor, and then we went to Aswan, and then I'm going to be moving on to Cairo. I feel his knowledge base of Egypt is really unparalleled.
Thank you. It was really my pleasure.
Right, and just fun to hang out with. As a single traveler, I saw many of the other guides, and as you walk through the street with him, everybody knows him. Everybody's coming up, shaking his hand. How long have you been doing it for?
22 years now.
Well, that explains it. He's not like your typical guide, because most of the guides just keep to themselves, deal with their tours, but everybody knows him. We went on a horse and buggy. Where was the horse and buggy ride that we did tonight?
That's in Edfu Temple. Yesterday we had the horse car to go to visit the temple and coming back, and it was like new experience for Mr. Rek in Egypt as well.
Right.
But not the first time to have the horse car, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you made it in other countries.
Yeah, sure.
I was just going to ask you about Egypt United Tours, that why did you choose to come with Egypt United Tours? Now I understand your point of view, Mr. Rek.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, you think as Egypt is a safe country, you feel safe in our country?
That's a great question, because I did have my family members say, oh, too worried about going there. There's a war going on, and the United States they had raised the alert level 1 point, and after talking to friends that are in Cairo, talking to friends that are in Luxor, they said it is totally safe. There's nothing to worry about, especially with a tour group like Egypt United and a guide like Armar. I mean, you just feel safe the entire time. Not one time did I ever feel uncomfortable. The people of Egypt are so nice, whether they're the Muslim people or the Christian people.
Yes.
Everybody is friendly. The Nubian people are beautiful.
The Nubian people are the best all the time.
Yeah, you have to come here. This has been on my bucket list. I'm just so excited to have been here, and I feel so fortunate to have a guide like this man right here. And we're going to be friends for life. It wasn't just a guide. We shared and really got to know each other on a personal level, and it doesn't matter like if it's one person or you're with a group of 8 people. You know, he goes up and beyond. As a matter of fact, you guys were tracking me the entire time and constantly getting, are you okay? Where are you located? Is your plane in? Is there any delays? Everything was just made me feel so secure, like you're in the cradle of God himself, you know, watching your every move. So if you're thinking about coming to Egypt, I just cannot tell you, express that Egypt United is the tour group you want to hire. And if you're as fortunate, all their tour guides I'm sure are great, but if you're fortunate, if they get Armand to be your guide, you're really going to have them even more special.
I'm also lucky to be the guide with Mr. Reg this time in Egypt, you know, as that will be a great time. And one more time, we just say like, thank you, Egypt United Tours. You arranged everything on the perfect way. In the 27th of September, 2024. And let me say that Mr. Reg still having 5 days or 4 days in Cairo. We just spent like 5 days in Upper Egypt, Luxor and Aswan, and different cities as well. So I'm quite sure it will be amazing time in Cairo, and that will be a great honor for me to be met with you and be waiting for you all the time in Egypt, Mr. Reg.
Right on, brother.
Thank you, Egypt United Tours.
Thank you.
See you next time, inshallah.
The footage, and
Yeah.
you can use that to cut away.
That's the old